After 7 years on my own in retirement, I've realized something people rarely mention. You don't just adapt to living solo, you actually start finding these tiny daily perks that make you smile. Today, I wanted to talk about 10 of my favorite things about living alone. Number one, eating whatever I want, whenever I want. One of the most immediate shifts when you live alone happens right in the kitchen. Nobody cares what I have for dinner. If I want breakfast at 7 at night, scrambled eggs and toast, I make breakfast. If I decide that a bowl of popcorn and a piece of fruit counts as dinner, then that's dinner. And when I don't feel like cooking or cleaning a single pot, I don't cook. After decades of planning meals around other people and catering to someone else's preferences, it is so nice to never have to stand in front of the fridge and ask, what are we doing for dinner tonight? Number two, my space is completely mine. Every picture on the wall, every piece of furniture in my home is here simply because I like it. There's no back and forth about whether an armchair is practical enough or whether a paint color is too bright. There's no compromise needed. When you walk into your living room and every single object reflects your own taste and choices, it creates a deep sense of comfort. It's my home and it feels like me. Number three, total control of the TV. If I want to spend a rainy afternoon watching British TV or K-drama, travel documentaries, or old movies from start to finish, I just do it. There's no negotiating over who gets to watch what, no subtle wrestling over the remote, and no waiting through sports games or action movies that I have zero interest in. When I sit down on the couch, the TV is ready for whatever mood I'm in, and the remote stays right where I put it. Number four, being 100% myself. Living alone means you don't have to perform for anyone. Some days I get a ton accomplished, and other days I just putter around in my cozy clothes. Half the time I'm talking out loud to my cats, and I'm pretty sure they think I've lost it. If I feel like singing in the kitchen while making coffee, I sing. If I'm in a foul mood or just feeling quiet, I can just be moody without having to explain why to anybody or reassure them that nothing's wrong. There's a real quiet peace in just existing in your own space without an audience. Number five, my time belongs to me. Your schedule becomes entirely your own. If I wake up on a sunny morning and feel like heading to the beach for an hour or so, I just grab my bag and I go. But if I'd rather stay home on the couch with a good book for 4 hours straight, that's exactly what happens. There are no schedules to coordinate, no expectations to manage, and no compromises to make. Just total freedom over how I spend my time. Number six, spending money on my own terms. Retirement really forces you to take a closer look at your finances and figure out what actually matters to you. When you live alone, your budget is a direct reflection of your own personal values. Personally, I'd much rather put my money towards travel or a happy hour out with friends rather than buy more physical stuff to sit in my closet. That's just my choice, and I don't have to justify it or seek approval from anyone else. Number seven, my roommates have whiskers. Now, I'm not completely by myself in the house. I do have roomies, Thelma and Louise, and they are the best housemates I've ever had. They don't judge my dinner choices. They never complain about what's playing on TV. And they don't leave a mess around the house. Well, that's not true. They do. But I don't mind cleaning up after them. And as long as the tree container opens on time and there's a sunny spot on the rug, we get along just great. Easily the easiest roommates I've ever lived with. Number 8, 0 explanations required. I don't have to check in before I leave the house, explain why I'm running late, or justify changing my mind at the last second. Don't get me wrong, I love seeing my friends and staying active. Solo living isn't about isolating yourself, but there is a massive difference between having a vibrant social life and feeling like you need permission or have to report in just to live your day. Making your own decisions without consulting anyone is incredibly freeing. Number 9, realizing how tough I actually am. Living on your own forces you to handle things simply because there isn't anyone else sitting in the next room to hand them off to. Down here in South Carolina, we have palmetto bugs, and I am utterly terrified of bugs. The first time a giant one appeared on my wall, I completely freaked out. It took me way too long to get up the courage to go after it. But I finally did, and thankfully I won the battle. But yikes, those things are still the bane of my existence. When you're living solo, you realize that nobody's coming to rescue you and kill the bug. And every time you fix a small household issue, solve a technical problem, or handle a situation you used to dread, you walk away a little more confident. It turns out I'm a lot tougher and more capable than I used to give myself credit for. Number 10, finding out who you are. This was probably the biggest surprise for me. When you stop structuring your entire life around someone else's routine or expectations, you finally figure out what you actually like. You start asking yourself, what actually brings you peace? What hobbies genuinely interest you? How you want your life to look every single day. I never expected living alone in retirement to teach me so much about myself. But discovering who I am in this chapter has been one of the absolute best parts of this journey. Living alone isn't always simple, and it isn't without its quiet moments. But the freedom and the genuine peace I've gained far outweigh those occasional challenges. I'd love to hear your side of this. What's one little perk of living alone that caught you completely off guard? Drop them in the comments below. And if you're living solo right now or thinking about making that transition, just remember this. Living alone isn't just something you learn to tolerate or adapt to. It's something you can really come to love. Thanks so much for watching today, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.